What is up, guys, and welcome back to Rising Thrills. Today we're back here at Hersheypark, of course, like always. And today is Thursday, May 21st. And today is actually technically the first day of the summer season, or at the very least, it's the first day of daily operations. So technically today is the first day of the summer season. So, you know, we're going to get in the park and experience the first day of the summer season. And whoa, I just saw this. Okay, guys, this is amazing. Hersheypark completely, I don't know what they did. I guess they just put a wrap over the sign, American flag wrap over the sign. That is amazing. And also, I was looking in the app today, and I saw that Frontier Flyer has been renamed to, it's something like Patriotic Flyer or something like that. I forget the name. I'll put the name of it up on the screen. So yeah, let's get in the park, of course, like always. Yeah, but let's get in the park and experience the first day of the summer season here at Hersheypark. Even though it is raining, and you know that does put a damper on the fun, but nevertheless, let's get in the park and experience Hersheypark on the first day of the summer season. Okay, guys, so we entered the park now. We went down to Nathan's, and I got the cheese dog and fries. Great as always. I usually just get Nathan's whenever I'm entering the park, within just enough time to be able to get 2 meals. So that's usually when I go to Nathan's. But now we came up to Great Bear, and we're gonna get a ride on the back row of Great Bear. Okay, guys, just got off of a great ride on Great Bear, and you know, thankfully they're back to 2 train ops on Great Bear, which really improves the throughput. So you know, there's no line at all right now. I mean, there's not a ton of people in the park, but that really shortens the line. So you know, great that they're back to 2 train operations for the 2026 season. And of course, I sat on the back row, second from the right seat. So you know, had a great experience. You know, what can I say? It's Great Bear. You know, and Great Bear is one of those rides that, like, unless it's really raining, it's not really that much different to get a rain ride, because you know, you're underneath the track, so you're not really getting rain in your face or anything. But you know, nevertheless, you know, a great ride on Great Bear, and great to see them back to 2 train ops. Okay, guys, so like always this season, Hershey's Triple Tower has no line, and the Reese's Tower is back open, so I think we will get a ride on both of them. So let's see how that is. Okay, guys, just got off of the Hershey's Triple Tower. You know, great ride, great launch up and great launch down. You know, definitely enjoyed it, very powerful. But now we're gonna get on the Reese's Tower to see how the Reese's Tower compares to the Hershey's Tower in 2026. So let's get on it. Okay, guys, just got off of, like I said, 1 ride on the Hershey's Tower and 1 ride on the Reese's Tower. And honestly, from this experience today, I actually prefer the Hershey's Tower today, because for whatever reason, the Reese's Tower, maybe it did 2 launches up and 1 launch down, but usually it does more launches than just that amount. So I don't know what's going on. You know, they're definitely not running up to top speed for the season yet. So, you know, as it stands today, I prefer the Hershey's Tower. But, you know, usually, you know, like last season, almost every time I found myself saying, you know, I prefer the Reese's Tower. But for whatever reason today, I found myself saying that I prefer the Hershey's Tower, just because I had a better experience on it today. But we'll have to see how that goes throughout the rest of the season. And see what happens, I guess. And new for the 2026 season here at Hersheypark is the reopened Liberty Flyers, which last season of course operated as Frontier Flyers, but you know, they decided to come in and give this a new paint job and rename it to Liberty Flyers. And I think they really did a phenomenal job with the eagles on the side of the trains, and everything they did, really a fantastic job. And I mean, they said they'd do some overlays for America 250, so they're true to their word, but it's definitely a really nice touch. And I expect this to happen to other attractions throughout the park. You can see over there that the Dry Gulch Railroad has some red, white, and blue banners on it as well, but nevertheless, a great touch. And they also have that star in the center there. So we'll see this all over the park probably this season. Okay guys, we just got off of Liberty Flyers. Great ride of course, and it is so great to see them doing something like this. I think that's something I've always thought that Hersheypark really needed to do. Overlays on their attractions more, rethemings and stuff like that. So this is definitely nice. Of course, the ride is the same ride, but I had a lot of fun on it like usual, and I definitely enjoyed the new repainting of it and retheming. So yeah, overall I had a fun experience on Liberty Flyers. Okay guys, now I'm gonna get a ride on Fahrenheit because it has like no wait. The only bad thing is it's only running 2 trains right now, so the wait is a little longer than it should be considering how many people are in line. But it's honestly not bad. This is, if it was any longer I wouldn't have waited, but it honestly wasn't that bad. Okay guys, just got off of Fahrenheit, rode on row 3, right seat, great as always, tons of negatives, tons of positives. I mean, not tons of negatives, but a few negative G points in the ride, and then a few, lots of positive G points of the ride. So, great ride, of course. It's definitely a hard one to keep your hands up. But overall, great ride on Fahrenheit. It's just usual, and it looks like the rumors were false. As we can see, Tidal Force is up and ready to go for the 2026 season. Maybe this is Tidal Force's last season, but it's just like, I'll believe it once the park announces something. So we'll just have to see, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of Tidal Force, but it is a good attraction. It's really just the amount of space it takes up, considering what else it could fit in this amount of space. That's really the main reason why I think most people are okay with it being removed, because it doesn't do the best job of using up all the space it has. But nevertheless, I really enjoy this attraction. So as I said, we'll just have to wait and see what the future is for Tidal Force. Okay guys, just got off Wildcats Revenge, rode on row 10, right seat, a different seat. I don't know if I've ever ridden on that seat, who knows, but overall a great ride. I do think it is warmed up for the season now, so it's running up to its full speed, I think. One thing I will mention is that I think I'm getting a little too tall for these shin guards. So, if anybody from RMC is listening to this, you need to design a way to not have to have shin guards on your restraints. I mean, that is the worst part of an RMC. The shin guards are just my least favorite part of an RMC. And I would love it if they could find a way to remove the shin guards. You know, I'm sure it's not that hard, but, you know, nevertheless, I just don't like the shin guards. You know, very restricting, and, you know, it really makes the experience a lot less than what it could be without the shin guards. Okay guys, I was gonna go over and get my somewhat limited but mandatory once-a-year ride on Wild Mouse, but that was closed. So it looks like I'm gonna have to get another ride on Wildcat's Revenge, so we'll see how it is. Okay guys, just got off of my second ride on Wildcat. You know, great as always. Yeah, nothing much to say. I said really all I had on my mind on my last ride, but nevertheless, like I said, a great ride. You know, running fast as usual. Oh, and I rode on row 9 right seat. Okay guys, we just got off of 2 more rides on Wildcat's Revenge. Rode once on row 4 right seat, and then row 6 right seat. You know, both phenomenal, of course. You know, both times I was basically sleeping on the ride. I mean, you know, it's like, it's honestly a ride you could sleep on pretty good. Okay guys, just got off of my mandatory once-a-year ride on Wild Mouse. I was able to ride on the back left seat, so, you know, great ride. I think a lot of people really do undersell these Wild Mouse coasters. Okay guys, now we're gonna get another ride on Fahrenheit because there's literally no line. So let's see how this is. Okay guys, just got off of Fahrenheit, and I rode in row 2 right seat. You know, great ride, of course. One thing I will say is that I noticed, I think it was just a train I was riding on, it was really shaky for whatever reason. I had this problem last season, but it seemed to revise itself. Okay guys, so we stopped at 1906, and I got the chicken tenders and cheese curds. It looks good, so let's see how it is. Okay guys, so we finished up at 1906 Grill. The food was good, the chicken tenders, great, of course, especially with the barbecue sauce. The cheese curds were a little weird. I think they were burnt or something, but I think we're the last people out of the park. There's like no one else, but let's get out of the park now. But yeah, that's all for today's visit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun today, you know, and the park was really not busy at all. You know, and it shows because I was able to get 4 rides on Wildcat's Revenge, 2 rides on Fahrenheit, you know, a ride on Wild Mouse. I forget what else I did, but, you know, I was able to do a lot in a short period of time because of how lightly crowded the park was. So, you know, just phenomenal how lightly crowded the park was. And it wasn't really raining that much today. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be raining a lot today, but, you know, it wasn't raining that much. So basically everything was open. So, you know, like I said, I was able to get on a lot of attractions and I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're not already, make sure you go down and subscribe. Make sure you like, share, comment, and like I said before, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.